Where to Live in Phoenix, Arizona, Part 2. If you're following along, you are probably thinking about relocating to the Phoenix metro area and you're trying to figure out where should I live, where should I move to? I have no idea. Phoenix is this huge city. Well, today I'm going over Part 2, and if you haven't already seen it, make sure you go back to last week's video. I covered the Scottsdale and East Valley area, and this week I'm going over West Valley and the North Phoenix area. And let's get to it so you can figure out where to live in Phoenix. Hi, I'm Braden McKee. I'm a real estate agent here in the Phoenix metro area, and I am a native to the Valley. I've seen the immense development going on over the last 10 years. I've seen a ton of relocation happening, and I've been working with a lot of relocation clients, helping them to figure out where they should move, where they can afford to live, and what is going to be the best spot that fits their lifestyle or their family's lifestyle, and also is a good place for them work-wise, all the different factors. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, call or text me if you are thinking about moving to the Phoenix metro area. I would love to help you. You can call me, you can text me, email me. I am here for you and happy to answer any questions, get you started in the process, and let you know what your next steps should be for a successful relocation into the Phoenix area. Okay, so last week we ended with the far Southeast Valley. So let's go opposite and let's go all the way to the West Valley. Let's talk about the Goodyear, Avondale, and Buckeye areas. These are going to be more affordable areas. They are not as built out, but they are where a lot of new construction is going. And so these areas have been very high demand areas for people that are moving here, especially from California. We have so many people from California moving into the West Valley, and I think that's because of how much development is going on in those areas. I would say that those areas are up and coming. You have a good range. You have some 55 plus communities, you've got some luxury communities, and you've got some pretty affordable median neighborhoods and subdivisions in the West Valley in those neighborhoods. So if you are looking for a more affordable area to live, then I would say check out Avondale, Goodyear, and Buckeye. Buckeye still has some rural areas. They have some warehouses. It's a pretty big area and it stretches pretty far north and south. So just like I talked about last week with Scottsdale, Buckeye has some of that as well. So you will find that if you go really, really far north, you're actually going to be just west of Surprise and Sun City, and you're going to be really close to those White Tank Mountains, which is really beautiful, a really beautiful area. There's not much up there right now. So if you're looking for something a little bit quieter or a little bit more rural, right now Buckeye could be the area for you, but Buckeye has been one of our top growing cities, and so if you want that to stay, you're still probably going to have to look farther outside of the Phoenix metro area, because I don't see Buckeye staying that way for long. Now, Goodyear has some really awesome amenities. They've got some great communities. Estrella Mountain Ranch is a beautiful community. They have some spring training down there as well. They have a lot of beautiful new construction going in, and so that is really appealing. And again, like I said, they've got some 55 plus communities, and also, just your everyday, all ages communities there as well. So it attracts a lot of different lifestyles. There's some good golfing in the Goodyear area as well, which usually comes along, I think, with those 55 and older communities where people are retired or they're almost retired. They want to enjoy their life and enjoy all of the hard work that they've done. And so definitely check out Goodyear as well. So then let's go north of Goodyear. We're gonna hit the Litchfield Park area, and Litchfield Park is a pretty desirable area. They've got the Wigwam over there, which is a resort, and it is, just really sought after, I would say. I see a lot of competition. Even before 2021, I had a client looking in Litchfield Park, and we were running into 16 offers on one house. It was still a strong seller's market at that point, but not anything like 2021 has been. And so I can't tell you how strong that demand is for that area. They have a lot of amenities, parks, schools, and shopping that's over there as well. And I think that the West Valley as a whole has a lot of development. It's up and coming and a lot of demand for that area. So the Cardinal Stadium that is in Glendale, I think that's bringing a lot of people into the West Valley area. If you're a Cardinals fan, a football fan, a lot of people are attracted to those amenities, and that's right by the Westgate and the Tanger outlet areas. And I think as that has developed, a lot more people have been attracted to that West Valley area. So that's your Litchfield Park, your South Glendale, South Peoria areas. And I would say that previously those areas have kind of had a bad rap. Some parts of those areas are pretty run down, they're older, but with the revitalization that's happening with the Westgate and the Cardinal Stadium area and the Tanger outlets and all of that, it's bringing a lot of revitalization, more building, renovation, things like that. And so what once had a bad rap, I think is trying to be redone. They're trying to revitalize that area, and it's attracting a lot of people. A lot of people are moving over there. There's a ton of new construction happening in that area. So if you're looking in the West Valley, there's a lot of stuff happening there. And the West Valley goes as far west, as you can, pretty much as far as you can see. I mean, out to even Luke Air Force Base, there's a lot of new construction happening out there, a ton actually. And those are going to be your median average priced homes. And so if you are looking for new construction, the West Valley could be a really good option for you if you're trying to stay west versus going out to Queen Creek and Santan Valley area. Now, I will say that, again, some of those areas are pretty far out there. They've got the 303, which is not as populated right now, but it's pretty far. So if you have to go to Central Phoenix or you have to go to the East Valley, you are going to have quite a bit of a commute time. You're going to have to either take Grand or the 101, or if you're really far west, take the 303 down. So that could be a negative if you're looking over there. But again, if you are looking for the up and coming amenities, the building, it could be a really good option for you. Now, if you go a little bit east in that South Glendale, South Peoria area, that area is still pretty old and again, doesn't have the best reputation. Grand Canyon University, go Lopes. I'm a Lope alumni. My husband is as well. That area is very, very old, and having GCU there, they are bringing a lot of students and taking over that area really, but there's still a lot of areas where not the best reputation. And if you drive through there, you'll see it is pretty run down, it's pretty old. So just know that depending on where you're at in South Peoria, South Glendale, South Phoenix, that is why they don't have the best reputation, why they're not as highly recommended, because they're just older and run down and not necessarily the nicest area. There's not a lot of new development happening over there because there's not a lot of room for it unless you're taking over current residences, current commercial buildings that are too run down and have to be redone completely. Okay, so let's go into the North Glendale and North Peoria areas. North Glendale, you're going to hit that Arrowhead area. So around Arrowhead Mall and north into just north of the 101, you're going to have that North Glendale area. It's a lot different than the South Glendale area. If you just drive from between North and South Glendale, you'll see a huge difference. They are a lot bigger homes, typically nicer homes. A lot of them have HOAs. They're newer in the last 20-25 years compared to some of those homes that are more south are 2 times as old. So you'll see a lot of nicer areas up there. Still needing some renovation. If you're going to be buying in there, you've got a lot of homes that are, they have fixtures and aesthetics of 20 years ago in the 90s versus, today's time or in the last 5 to 7 years. So just keep that in mind, but you are going to have a higher price point. North Glendale has some of the highest priced homes in the area. You have a lot of $1 million homes right above 51st, 59th, and 67th and the 101. Those are going to be the custom homes that are built into the mountainside area there on Thunderbird Mountain, which brings me to my next point. You have a lot of beautiful community amenities. Hiking, you've got the Arrowhead Lakes and lakes in Arrowhead Ranch. So if you're a part of those communities, they have a lot of people have boats, they go fishing, they have a lot of community amenities and events that go on living there. I actually have a video on this, so you can click and watch that if you're interested in the Arrowhead Lakes and Arrowhead Ranch area. But that's a really, really nice area, very close to the 101. You're bordering it just north and south, depending on where you are in North Glendale, which is amazing for commute time, traveling if you're going up north or you want to go over to Scottsdale for date night. Really easy to get there without having to live in those areas, or if you want to live, a little bit closer to Lake Pleasant and the hiking, you can do that and then travel 30, 45 minutes maybe for work and kind of have the best of both worlds. When you get into North Peoria, this is one of my favorite areas in the valley. I think that it is very up and coming. I know I'm saying that a lot, but we have so much development going on in the valley that it's important for you to know that there's a ton going on. I try to stay up to date with all of the development, but it's a lot to keep track of. There's just so much of it happening. So part of that is the demand. Part of that is, the city trying to, stay up to date with all the people that are here, make sure that everything is looking good and up to standards, right? And so with North Peoria, what we have is a lot of land. And if you're going north up Lake Pleasant, you're going to see these beautiful large houses, a lot of luxury homes, very custom or semi-custom properties with bigger lots. And you're just going to see a lot higher price point. 85383 zip code is a very sought after North Peoria zip code. And it's there's just a lot of luxury homes, more luxury homes in that area than a lot of other areas in the West Valley combined. So if you're looking for a luxury price point, then 85383 could be a good option for you. A lot of people in the Peoria area, you'll see they have their boats and their razors. They like their toys, they like their RV garages, they like their big yards. They like to go up to Lake Pleasant, and it's kind of known for being not as, stuffy. It's a more casual community, I would say, than maybe if you go into Scottsdale. Seems they're typically more dressed up. Things feel fancier versus Peoria is a little bit more laid back. Now, I will say Peoria does not have some of the amenities and the shopping and dining that Scottsdale has. And so when you're looking at a luxury price point, just know that while that is coming into the area and it's being attracted because there's so much demand for it, there's not nearly as much in Peoria right now like there is in the Paradise Valley area, the Scottsdale and Arcadia areas. So I do think that people should know that because, you might be disappointed. Now, if you go west of the 303, this is still North Peoria, but you hit the Vistancia community, which is just one of my favorite communities. And there is a good mix. You've got Trilogy, which is 55 and older. You've got Blackstone, which is the luxury golf community. And then you've got the Village, which is an all ages community, lots of amenities for all of those. And then you have new construction happening, which is bringing a ton of new homes into the Vistancia and Peoria area. So if you're looking in the Northwest Valley and you want to feel like you're not quite, you're not quite in a small town, but it almost feels like that because it's a little bit separated, Vistancia is a great choice. If we keep going west, we hit Sun City West, and we hit Surprise. So Sun City and Sun City West are age-restricted retirement communities. There is a small section of communities that are technically Sun City zip code, but they're actually not age-restricted. Those are kind of like the hidden gems in there because not as many people know, but you get Peoria amenities, Sun City zip code, so it's kind of hidden. Like, if you're searching for a home and you're close right there, could be a good fit in one of those small neighborhoods over there. But when you hit Sun City West, a lot of people are attracted to this community for retirement. They want to retire. They don't want to have kids around. I hear this a lot from people. They're like, I just don't want to have to hear screaming children around, or I don't want to have to deal with school buses and the school zones, and I just want to live my life, have fun. I want to retire soon, or I'm retired and I just want to, get involved and hang out with my friends and whatnot. And so that's what people are attracted to. These communities tend to be a little bit more affordable than the surrounding communities. It's a little bit slower in terms of demand, but still very, very strong market there right now. And you have some luxury communities, a lot of golfing, a lot of sports, and different community centers, things like that. So if you're looking to retire in Phoenix, Sun City West, and then Sun City Grand, which is just a little bit further west, are going to be really great options for you if you're looking to be in Northwest Valley. And then let's go to Surprise. Surprise, it stretches pretty far west, so you go in between the 101 and the 303, and that's when Surprise starts, and then it stretches all the way out past the 303, and then even northwest of that. And so it is a huge area, a ton of development happening. It's known for being very family friendly. I see a lot of our first responders moving to this area, police, nurses, things like that, firefighters, probably because it's more affordable than a lot of the other areas in the Northwest Valley, more of that median price point. There are some higher end homes, but you don't see as much of that. So again, you see a lot of first responders, you see a lot of people with trucks in Surprise. I don't really know why that is. It's just an observation. I feel like I see a truck at almost like every other house in Surprise versus, other communities. So just a funny observation, I think, for the Surprise area. And I think that Surprise tends to be more family friendly and a more conservative area than others. You do see a lot of people with their Trump flags or whatnot, their blue line flags in the Surprise area. So I think that sometimes I've had clients that they definitely notice that when they're in the area. That can be a plus for some people. That could obviously not be a plus for others. It just depends on where you stand politically, but I think you should know that about the Surprise area. So not saying that everybody that lives in Surprise is conservative or has those, just you see it a lot more frequently. And you have a lot of people that are moving to Surprise for land. They do have still a lot of land out in the Surprise area, people that are wanting to build homes or have a little bit of bigger yards. So just know that in Surprise, some of those areas are more affordable. They're much farther out. So if you are commuting, you could have quite a bit of a commute time depending on where you are in the Surprise area and where you are working. Okay, so if we were to head back east along the 101, like we were going back towards Scottsdale, you're going to hit the North Phoenix area. And the North Phoenix area is a pretty nice area. You have a good mix of different affordability and price ranges in the North Phoenix area. And you have some homes that are newer, some homes that are older. So you have a really good range. I feel like North Phoenix is a good fit for a lot of different lifestyles and just a really great location because you're right there. You've got the 101 and then the I-17. And so depending on where you work, being in that North Phoenix area, you're really close to both of those freeways. It could be really good for your access to and from work, or if you're traveling, or if you just want to go somewhere else in the valley and you need to access the freeway, you have a really great location there. When you head up to North Phoenix, north above the 101, up the I-17, and you hit the Norterra area, and that area is really an awesome area. You see a lot of newer development in that area, a lot more higher end homes and homes with bigger lots or semi-custom and custom homes in that area as well. So another area to consider. That area has a very desert vibe, I think. There's a lot of desert landscaping. It's not as green in that area. A lot of people that have like those semi-custom homes, I feel like it's kept very like the natural landscaping has been kept in that area very well. And so you do kind of have more of that typical Arizona and desert feeling in the North Phoenix area. And then if you keep going, North Phoenix turns into the Anthem and the New River area. Anthem is an amazing master plan community, very, very family friendly, but also has the luxury golf community with the manned gate and the 2 different golf clubs. And so if you're looking for an amazing golf community, but you also are looking for a family friendly community with great schools, then Anthem could be a really good community for you. It's a Del Webb community. It's very well done. It feels like a small town, and when you drive up towards Anthem, you kind of are, you're getting away from the main parts of the city, and most of the community amenities are only for people in the Anthem community. And while it's not a small town, it's not, if you're coming from like the Midwest or somewhere really small, it's not small like that, but compared to Phoenix, it feels smaller, and it's just kind of, it's situated in between all these different mountains. So you're driving through there and you're in between the rolling hills, and you see the golf courses and the community center and their awesome park and the schools. It feels very much like your own small town. You have your own stores and shopping centers, gas stations, things like that. And so I think that Anthem is a beautiful community. Some people don't like it. There are higher HOA fees because of those amenities, but sometimes, that's what you have to pay in order to get those amenities. So if you're looking for, another more private community with the golf, the luxury, or the family-friendly amenities, I think Anthem is a really beautiful and great option. Not all of it is gated. I should say that. Not all of Anthem is a gated community. They have one side that's gated, and that is the club side, and then they call park side the side that's not gated. So a good mix of the median to high end, and then high end to luxury in both of those areas. So if you're looking in Anthem, you could find a mix of both and still have access, or the ability to have access to all of those Anthem community amenities. So if you're looking for where to live in Phoenix, Arizona, I really, really hope that this was helpful. I could talk what seems like forever, helping you identify where might be a good option for you and your family to move to in Phoenix if you're relocating to the Valley. And the truth is that because Phoenix is so big, it's expanding and growing so rapidly, there are so many communities, subdivisions, and the way we do subdivisions in Phoenix is kind of weird, because you could have this huge area, like Estancia has many, many subdivisions within Estancia as a whole. And so there's just so many different sub-communities within sub-communities in the Phoenix area that we could talk about this forever. I didn't even talk about the Cave Creek area, but there's a lot of areas that you can live and move to, and with it expanding so rapidly, you could be looking over here in Surprise and then down here in Santan Valley and have similar amenities, but of course the location and what you're going to get are going to be much different, right? And so if you're moving to Phoenix, or you're even just thinking about moving to Phoenix, let me know. Send me a text, give me a call, email me. Let me help you. Let me answer any questions you have, or just brainstorm with you about moving here, because I know it's a big move. It's a big process, and especially if you have a family, if it's not just you on your own, there's so many different things and moving pieces to get nailed down. And that's my job, is I want to help you and get that smoothed out as much as possible. And I would just love to be of service to you. So let me know. You can text me, call me, email me. I am here for you. And make sure you subscribe so that you get updated every week with my weekly videos. And if you want to be on my email list, where this gets emailed directly to your inbox, that's my insiders list, let me know. You can text me and I will add you to that list. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you next time.